Alright, so as you can see, the car is put back together. We put the subframe back on. We put all the arms, or I mean, we tightened up all the arms. We put the brakes back together. We removed the stock e-brakes, so we cut the lines off. We cut the lines for the handle and everything. So we're going to be relying on the bungee cord like everybody else does with the hydro, or just leave it in gear realistically. But when the car's on, we got to do the bungee cord method. But got all that wired up. Tested out the switch panel. Everything works on it. The car starts up and everything. We wired up the RPM as well too. So now the RPM works. Um, Fuel gauge works. Temperature works. And last night we also wired up the headlight switch and everything as well too. So headlights work. I'll show you guys that in a little bit where we wired it up. We wired up just one little wire to the ECU. We like clamped it with the little like a little bypass thingy, so RPMs work. So today we're gonna go pick up the axles. We're gonna put those on maybe later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. But meantime, we're gonna be masking up the inside of the car, outside of the car as well too, because we're gonna go and start painting the inside. We're gonna start working on that. So we're gonna prep the inside. We're gonna get some sheet metal and cover up the holes that we have for the old speakers. I don't know about covering up all the other extra holes because it's just a bunch of metal that we had to buy and just cut and make it work. It's not really necessary. It's not really that bad. So we're just gonna go and do that and get that situated and start painting the inside and get it going. So you probably won't be able to see it very good, but we do have the switch right here for the headlights and taillights. So we found the wiring that goes into the old flip switch and everything. We cut those wires, did a relay switch, and connected to the switch. So this switch will turn on the headlights and the taillights while the brakes are still working to hit the brake lights and everything as well. Um, Pretty simple and easy. Just took off the switch that goes for the flip switch and just got a power probe and just started checking which one was for the headlights, which one was for the high beams. So we put the brightest one so when the lights are on, it is the high beam lights. And we also figured out which ones were for the tail lights and which one didn't interfere when you hit the brake. So power probe, 90-day difference of like how much help it makes. So we got that figured out and got the switch panel working. Easiest spot to put it at because when the door's closed and you're inside, it's hidden from like plain view. You can get to it anytime. And then the switch panel is going to be in the middle of the seats, so it's also hidden in plain view, so you see nothing on the dash, and it looks as clean as possible. So another thing, we did go with the Sparco steering wheel. We used to have a different one, but we like this one just more because it kind of just fits the automotive look of like an aggressive interior or like professional style looking interior. It's funny to say, and as dumb as it sounds, um, when the car looks and feels good on the inside, I feel like you drive a lot better because like it makes you want to drive harder because like you have everything of what you wanted, right? As dumb as it sounds, it makes a big difference. I know me and my little brother like that, so we're doing all the stuff he likes. We're gonna be switching over to a different shift knob because that is a little too like grassroots toyish, whatever. We have like a regular ball shift knob like everybody else does in the professional scene. Um, some of the little things that we did do last time, we had a different ASD hydro. We had the one that was the other way, and then we had a different PBM one that we didn't like very much. So we went with the reverse one so that way it's inside the dash and it's not hitting the seat because every time we used to have trouble since we're short, the seats are very like pushed forward, so it hits all the time. So we moved it out of the way, and every time you would e-brake, I don't know if you can imagine it, but when you e-brake, your elbow would hit the master cylinder and it'd be very annoying. So we wanted it reverse so that way it's out of the way, it doesn't hit us, it doesn't interfere or none of that. So got everything wired up. We did plate weld a bunch of areas so that way it makes the trans tone a little bit more less flimsy and it doesn't bind as much. So you can pull as hard as you want and nothing moves. It feels super solid. Um, Switch panel, we got all that figured out as well too. Got all the wiring redone, got all the grounds fitted, and everything works. And I'll show you guys a little startup right now. It is low on gas. It's been sitting upwards for a long time, so I don't know how it's going to start. It might start up a little choppy here and there, but it might be okay. So as you see, we have a kill switch under here, which we're going to be moving it to the outside by the window because when we do competition, they're expected to have one outside, and we're going to have to do one on the inside as well too for the driver. But with the switch on, lights are on with one switch. So works out really good. And like these are the high beam ones, so they are a little bit brighter than they should be. I don't know if you can tell the difference of the tail lights, but because the sun's obviously still out, but they work also. And then when you hit the foot brake, they also work as well. So that's kind of what we wanted. We want to make everything work. So I will be starting it so you guys can see how the RPMs move and how they work and how everything else works with the signals and all that. All right, so we're going to be starting it up. So there's a ignition, fuel, and startup. Alright, super quiet in here, so no mic. But had my little brother sand the interior, got everything all cleaned up and sanded down. I'm gonna go back right now and air it out so that way we get all the dust and everything out of the way. I notched part of the little frame piece right there so we can run the wiring harness in through the middle so it doesn't look all ugly under there. We have some floor panels that we did a long time ago, so it covers it. But meantime, we're gonna be working on doing the floor plates or the heel plates, whatever they're called. I found some that we have over there that we're gonna try to replicate, and then we're gonna do heel plates for these cars specifically. But got it sanded down, gonna air it out. About to finish taking off the harness bar, and then start painting it. We got all the wires hung up and got everything out of the way. So now it's just gonna go into doing the paint stuff. All right, we got everything ready to go. Got everything aired out, everything out of the way. We're gonna start shooting some primer and then start with shooting the white and then clear coating everything. So our idea is that we're gonna spray everything white. Obviously all the inside in there, everything. But kind of to match the outside from like right there, we're gonna two-tone it and do black up top. So everything up top looks nice and clean. And then everything else is gonna stay white. So all the insides in there is gonna be all white. Everything down here is gonna be all white. Everything up there is gonna be all white. And on top is gonna be black. Just so everything looks nicer and clean. I'm debating if I wanna keep that section white, but I think everything bottom down white and top black would be nicer. I'll see how everything shoots out first and go from there and kind of get a better idea, but that's kind of the plan and that's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm gonna start shooting the primer and I'll show you guys when we shoot the white and I'll keep you guys updated with that. All right, so we got the primer laid down and this is the first coat of white. It's not looking very pretty, but once we get about like maybe 3 or 4 coats, it's gonna look really good. A lot of the yellowing is just from old adhesive. It just seems to keep coming up from it. I don't know why, but it'll all get cleaned up afterwards. It's looking a lot better than what it used to be. I can't complain, but could be a lot nicer. Some other areas I'm not crazy over, but when we put the floor plates or the heel plates, I mean, it'll look a lot nicer. But for now, it's looking good. Gonna give it a couple more coats and then get this going. So we do the top section black and ready to go. But for the most part, it's getting there. All right, we finished up. Looks pretty nice and clean and shiny. There's some areas that we are not happy about, but I mean, it's not much that we can do. Everything looks good. Everything looks nice and clean. White is such a big difference, but some of the areas, it's only on the driver's side, I guess. But in here, it got really yellow for some reason. Can't seem to figure out why, but right there you can see it's all yellow. It might be from like the previous time the brake fluid has fallen and just from like the lack of cleanup. It just like got like cemented in there, whatever. So when you shoot the white, comes out good, but once you shoot the clear, I think the chemicals just like bring it back up. And then like some other little things like right there too, it's all like yellow and shit. So try to clean it up as best as we could. It's not perfect. We weren't really expecting perfect, but it came out really good overall. Got all the black done as a two-tone section, like I said. So at least that's cleaned up. It looks better in white. Everything looks a lot more cleaner. We are going to be doing some custom rear seat deletes, so that way you don't see all this shit right there. We are gonna be making heel plates, obviously, so they're like these. So they are gonna be something like the Street Faction ones. We're gonna make our own though, so it's gonna be something obviously like that. I'll do more back, somewhere within right there. So either way, a lot of that ugliness right there is gonna be hidden, so you're not gonna see it so much. It's gonna look a lot better. Once we get the seats in and the hydro, it's gonna be a full different story. So we finished this up, the cluster, so that's the way we did it. This is our fuel, our temp, and our RPM. It's kind of all we really need. We should put an oil pressure one, but it's not really necessary. We're not putting too much power. We're not driving it like a fucking maniac, so I'm out of breath. Should be fine. Shouldn't have no issues with it. So everything else came out good. With the door panels, it looks nice. You can see like what over there, how it looks. And if I close this one, you can see how nice it looks. You can see how good it looks in white with little black accents. Kind of gives it a little nice like tone to it. So dash is already starting to crack. I'm not really stoked about it, but I mean, it happens. There's not much you can do. We really got to bolt it down anyways. We also need to finish, or we got to connect everything now. Switch panel's good. We disconnected the cluster and everything else, so we just got to connect that. Should be ready to go. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Yeah, the only thing we got to wait now is just for the seats. Once the seats are in, that's kind of the last of it. Top came out really good. And we should be ready to go, but yeah, tomorrow we'll figure out how we do the heel plates, and we'll figure out how we're gonna do a rear delete and get that going. So cool, looks good.